3 things that I am doing this month in January because the Caesars Diamond status is going away from the Wyndham Business Earners Card. First up, I went to Atlantic City this past weekend. In this miserable cold weather, I went to Atlantic City. I drove the 6.5 hours to make sure that I matched my Caesars Diamond status to Bally's Superstar. Now, there had been some data points out there that Caesars Casino was giving out cards that said Caesars Diamond status until the end of 2025, but I did not stop. We had some tire issues in the morning and it was getting late, and we were not staying in Atlantic City. We were actually staying in King of Prussia so we could go to the King of Prussia Mall. Remember, it only matters what the card says because they're not going to check your status. I took my Caesars Diamond card to match to Bally's Superstar because I wanted to be able to match back to MGM Icon later in the fall in hopes that I could match back to Ocean's Prime later on, giving me another free cruise. I then made sure that I booked our paid for in cash Norwegian Cruise Line cruise for 2026. We love Norwegian. I think it's only our 3rd time, but at both times that we have been on Norwegian, we have loved it so much. The atmosphere, everything about it. It has just been such a fun ship that we end up buying the cruise next. And knowing that I was not going to get 20% off again, I decided to go ahead and book that sooner than later. Number 3, I called Atlantis Casino in the Bahamas to book the 4-night stay down there. We booked it in August. We did not have time to take that 4-night stay prior to January 31st. So there had been data points out there that you had been able to call and book for later in the year. Again, they're not going to check your status once you're down there because you're already booked. They checked my status when they booked the hotel, and I booked it for August. Remember, if you do go to Atlantis, you still have to do your 4 hours of gambling and you will pay the resort fee. So around $72 if I'm correct. So those were the 3 things that I ended up doing before losing my Caesars Diamond status. And I'm saving $360 with Norwegian. I'm going to be saving around $1,500 going to Atlantis. And I have no clue how much I will save matching Caesars Diamond to Bally's until I do matches later on in the year. I am sad to see the Wyndham Business Earners Card go, but I will say that that card has saved me over $6,000. Actually, now it will have saved me nearly $8,000 already. $8,000 and $395 annual fees. That card has been amazing. Let me know what you're doing before your status goes away. Let me know if you went to Atlantic City and if you are planning to match to any casinos moving forward. Until next time, happy travels.